Hello everybody, welcome to or welcome back to the channel. This is my combat guide for Harvestella. I will start by briefly summarizing what to expect with the combat of Harvestella and then break it down more in depth with some sections. For the general simple overview of the combat in Harvestella, combat is pretty simple on the surface but has a lot of depth underneath the surface. Combat is real-time action style, and you'll spend most battles mashing normal attack button and weaving in skills when needed. Each attack and skill used will consume stamina, which can be replenished by either eating or sleeping to the following day. You can equip 3 different jobs in your loadout and switch between them on a cooldown. Each class has a different playstyle and different abilities to use. Those are the basics of combat. Let's break down the core elements in more detail as well as some useful tips, followed by my opinion on the combat in this game. The sections are going to each have some potentially obvious and not so obvious elements to them. I want this guide to be useful to players of all skill levels. My goal is to have this guide be as comprehensive as possible, so with that said, let's begin. Jobs, skills, and leveling up. Just as a quick disclaimer, I will be using the term job and class interchangeably. They're the same thing, just to avoid some confusion. As normal, this guide will not include any story spoilers. It will include different classes and party members and locations being shown, but I do my best to only include stuff you get in the early game and avoid any major spoilers. There are 10 job classes you get from playing the game and advancing the story, and 2 classes hidden by side objectives. Not only are the playstyles for the classes different, but each class has a different damage type from their normal attacks and skills. These damage types are Slash, Piercing, Crush, Wave, Sage, Fire, Water, Lightning, Ice, Earth, and Poison. As mentioned, you can equip 3 classes to your loadout and switch between them on a cooldown. You'll get to the screen to change classes by standing next to a Modus Monolite, or a fast travel point in other words, and press the menu button, then go to the Party tab. From there, select your character, and you can pick from your available classes here. Each class gets 3 action skills, 1 ultimate ability, and several passives. You unlock and power these up using JP or job points on each class's skill tree. You'll click Menu, then Job, then select the class to open the skill tree. You'll need to purchase several nodes in one section of the tree before the next one opens up. The final section of each tree is opened up by reaching a certain friendship level with your party member who gave you the class. I will be making a series coming up on my YouTube channel on each job with suggestions on which skills to prioritize later. But for now, I would suggest trying to get each job's ultimate skill as soon as you're able, as it is the only node needed to unlock the 4th ability for each job. Be sure to subscribe to catch my upcoming series, which I swear will be out in a much timelier manner than my previous videos. I appreciate it so much. No surprise to anyone, but you'll earn both EXP and JP from killing enemies. Unlike a lot of traditional RPGs, the EXP and JP does not zero out once you outlevel your enemy. You do get more from killing stronger enemies, but even lower level enemies will drop a decent amount of JP and EXP. There is a formula, but I'm not about to get into that, but it seems that it yields more EXP and JP to kill more enemies rather than a few higher leveled ones. I am not a mathematician, so just know more enemies you can kill is going to be better and more efficient than killing a fewer amount of higher leveled ones. To min-max, best thing you can do is fight enemies that are near your level that you can kill quickly. Once you have enough EXP to level up, you'll need to sleep for that level up to go into effect. Leveling up raises your main stats, which are physical and magical attack, and physical and magical defense. Weapons and accessories. Another way to get stronger in Harvestella is your gear. Weapons can be upgraded at the starting town Leth Village by speaking to the smithy. You will need money and items found in the overworld and from killing monsters to upgrade each weapon to the next rank. The game has it set where you'll need to advance the story to find a good portion of the materials. So if you can't find something or it's listed as a question mark, continue the story and it will most likely be available in the next location. Be sure to pick up everything from monsters and gathering points as you play the game, so upgrading this will be a breeze. Each party member's weapon can be upgraded as well, but I would prioritize the main character's weapon above all else. The good news is, in regards to the weapon upgrades, the weapon level does not change when you switch classes, so you only have to level up 1 weapon for the main character. Accessories are either found in chests, purchased from shops, or picked up from defeating fear enemies. You cannot craft accessories, however, you eventually can combine them to make stronger versions. Equip the best accessories you have that play to your class's strengths, not much more to it than that. Physical attack increasing accessories for physical attacking jobs, and magical attack increasing accessories for magic attacking jobs. Pretty simple. Party members. Party members are pretty varied in Harvestella. That being said, as it is with most games, the AI isn't going to do anything particularly groundbreaking. You can have 2 party members join when you are exploring the different maps. Your party members reflect 8 of the 12 classes you have access to. Because of this, they will do different damage types with their attacks. Utilize them to fill in for damage types you do not have in your class loadout, to exploit enemy weaknesses further, or just the party members that you like best. It's really up to you. Once you've beaten the story portion for each party member, you will unlock their companion quests. Do these as soon as they are available. I cannot stress that enough. You will unlock items, party buffs, a team attack during double break, as well as portions of the skill trees. Majority of these do not even cause time to advance, so very much worth to do these each time you get a letter from your party member at the mailbox on the farm. Again, these quests will unlock stat increases for the entire party, so definitely worth doing. Enemies, fear, and bosses. The enemies you fight in the game are categorized as enemies, fear, and bosses. Enemies are just normal mobs you fight out in the world. Fear are much stronger enemies indicated by a menacing, smoky purple aura around them and a large icon on the map. This icon will be red if they are much stronger than you, yellow if only slightly stronger or equal to you, and green if you've already out-leveled them. Fear enemies are optional, and oftentimes you'll need to go back to a zone to challenge them after you're a higher level. Bosses are just what you think they are, and are challenging foes set up at key points in the story to test your skill for that point in the game. All opponents have both weaknesses and resistances. Enemies have 2 to 4 weaknesses, fear enemies always have 4 weaknesses, and bosses can vary, but most have 4 weaknesses. You learn an enemy's weakness by either using it against them or defeating them in battle. Hitting an opponent with their weakness enough will cause them to break, letting you deal 1.25 times damage. Hitting an opponent enough times with a second weakness while already broken will cause a double break, letting you deal 1.5 times damage, as well as use a special attack with your party member of your choice if their closeness is 2 or higher. Tips and tricks. When choosing your 3 classes and your 2 party members, if you're unsure of the enemies you will be fighting, bring a wide variety of damage types to expose more weaknesses of your enemies. If you're traveling to an area you're familiar with the enemy types, equip classes and party members who will hit more weak points for that map. Utilize the Encyclopedia tab in the menu to view enemy resistances and weaknesses. This will assist you in planning out what to equip and who to bring with you for your journey. Pick up every drop and harvest from every harvesting point. A lot can be used to power you up in combat. Do the companion quests from your party members as soon as you can. This is worth repeating. Do it as soon as possible. Most jobs do not have a defend or dodge skill. Bring plenty of healing items into battle. You are capped on how much food you can eat with a hunger gauge, but not drinks, so bring plenty of juice to heal. Though I personally never utilize food buffs too much, there are food items that have different damage, buffing, and mitigating effects. There is only one healing ability in the entire game, and it's from the Wogland class, the Song of Prayer. Prioritize this as soon as you're able. If you hit 0 HP, you will pass out and wake up the next day at noon, as well as owe a fee. You'll lose both time and money if you die, so oftentimes better to leave if you're struggling and go back once you've recovered or leveled up. You can use the fast travel points to instantly warp back to the farm if needed and can warp back to the same spot later. Prioritize new skills when they are available, as this will give you a variety of different attacks for each class and allow you to use skills more often since you'll have more of them unlocked. Once active skills are unlocked, pick passives that resonate with your playstyle the best. I selected the normal attack damage up option pretty often. Once you max out a class's skills, be sure to switch to a new class so the JP does not go to waste. All 3 of the classes you have equipped will receive JP as you fight, even if they're not equipped and being used in battle, so do remember that when selecting your loadout. The good news with Harvestella is if you're fighting each monster as you see them, and as you're playing the game, you should be level appropriate without a lot of grinding needed. More than anything, pick the classes you enjoy playing. Fighting with enemy weaknesses is great, but you should be able to beat most non-fear and boss enemies without it. It sounds corny, but just have fun. In summary, Harvestella has a pretty straightforward combat system with some nice features added on that perfectly blend simple and modern. On the one hand, even taking the combat at face value without diving into the deeper systems, you can get through the game with your favorite classes and not have too much trouble. On the other hand, there's plenty of challenging optional content and enough skills and abilities to min-max your way to taking down the toughest enemies in the game. The broad amount of jobs and party members means there is a high likelihood of you finding a playstyle that resonates with you and allows you to have a blast in this game the same way that I did. Dive in at whichever level you're invested in and enjoy this game's wonderful story, farming, and combat. I hope you found this guide helpful in one way or another. My next series should be out pretty soon after this one. I'll be doing a dedicated video on each class, so subscribe and ring the bell to not miss that. Socials and stream are linked in the description, so drop the follow or add there. Would love to have you. That's all for this video. Remember, drink water and make today a great one. Bye.